Don't drive impaired. That's law enforcement's message this New Year's Eve as they increase patrols.
Plus the impact the spike in COVID cases is having on local firehouses and staffing.
This construction site has uncovered a piece of history in North Park.
Is all our recent rainfall enough to bring California out of drought conditions? We hear from the experts.
And what San Diegans hope to leave behind from 2021 and their New Year's resolutions for 2022. Happy New Year!
And she's being remembered as a national treasure. A look back at the life and career of Betty White, who died today only 17 days shy of her 100th birthday. News 8 starts right now.
A maximum enforcement period is getting underway right now countywide. Good evening, I'm Richard Allen.
And I'm Kirsten Holmes. Carlo and Marcella are off tonight. Highway patrol officers are teaming up with San Diego police officers for the holiday weekend. You can expect to see an increased law enforcement presence on the roadways tonight.
That's right. They are cracking down on any drivers under the influence and keeping an eye out for other traffic violations. News 8's Heather Hope has details on the effort tonight.
It's an end-of-the-year crackdown for all impaired drivers across the county and the state. The CHP and San Diego police officers are encouraging safe driving for this maximum enforcement period. From New Year's Eve at 6 p.m. until Sunday at 11:59 p.m., the California Highway Patrol will have more officers working the roadway, looking for impaired drivers and getting them off the road. But they're not only targeting those driving under the influence.
We'll also be out there looking for aggressive drivers, distracted drivers, speeders, which have been a big issue for us as of late.
On New Year's Day weekend last year, the CHP says 56 people were killed in crashes in California, and half of those killed in crashes were not wearing a seatbelt. During that same maximum enforcement period, officers made over 700 arrests for those driving under the influence.
Now, I look at DUI, and right now we're looking at the highest number of DUI fatal collisions in this county in memory that I can remember.
In an effort to boost ride alternatives for those going out and drinking, the Metropolitan Transit System and the North County Transit District are offering free rides and extra service after 6 p.m.
MTS is extending the hours of all 3 trolley times, with the last trips leaving downtown after 1 a.m.
Free service on all MTS buses and trolleys, and NCTD's Coaster, Breeze, and Sprinter. On top of that, Lyft and Bird offer discounts on electric scooters by entering the code MTS 2022. Riders can get a $5 discount.
Even though the rideshare might cost you a little bit of money, it's definitely far less than what you would see if you get arrested for DUI, average about a $13,000 penalty and fine.
In the pandemic, Mothers Against Drunk Driving says car crashes where the driver tested positive for at least one active drug, including alcohol, shot up from 50% in 2019 to 64% in 2020.
That's a scary thing to think about, that in a year it's upticked that much.
Kim Christensen of MAD Southern California says the ripple effect from drinking and driving goes long beyond a car crash.
I'm affected like so many others. I've lost friends to drunk driving, and it's something that needs to end.
San Diego police urge the public to be on the lookout tonight.
If people see something, they should say something. If you're on the road and you see somebody who looks like they're swerving all over the place, they're driving in an unsafe manner, call 911 so maybe we can get there in time to stop them before they can cause a collision.
Heather Hope, CBS 8.
The number of COVID-19 patients in San Diego County hospitals has gone past 500 as health officials urge people to keep New Year's celebrations small and safe.
The surge in local COVID cases is also having an impact on the San Diego Fire Department. With so many people having to isolate, the department has issued an emergency brownout order.
News 8's Amanda Shotsky has more on what this means for fire protection.
What does a brownout mean? Well, starting Monday, there will be fewer units to respond to emergencies throughout San Diego.
We literally don't have enough firefighters to staff the amount of first responder apparatus currently in operations.
2022 will begin with less San Diego firefighters available on the front lines. The latest surge of COVID cases has hit the fire department particularly hard. There are currently 94 personnel who are either sick or having to isolate themselves.
When we start losing people and we cannot backfill those vacancies. We have to start taking out a unit here and there.
This week, a memo went out from Fire Chief Colin Stowell to the entire department, announcing plans for what's known as an emergency brownout, taking up to 7 engines temporarily out of service starting Monday, January 3rd. It's a move that comes with a certain amount of risk to the public and city personnel who have to fight fire with fewer resources.
We definitely are cognizant of the potential risk when we have to close units, and that's why we shift other units around to try to minimize those coverage gaps.
The brownout plan comes as the city also gets set to enforce its vaccine mandate. Those unvaccinated may be forced to retire or let go.
We are sensitive to the fact that there is a potential threat to lose some folks due to the vaccine mandate. But that's not a hard and fast date.
While this situation is not ideal, fire officials say it's the best way to continue to serve the public despite the circumstances.
We'll do whatever it takes to protect the citizens of San Diego.
This brownout plan begins on Monday, and while it is just temporary, so far there is no end date, and that's because the case numbers change on a daily basis. Back to you.
A nationwide COVID spike continues with nearly 500,000 new cases reported across the U.S. yesterday. New York's governor is extending the state's mask mandate to February, and she's announced a booster shot requirement for all eligible public university students. Other states are trying to expedite more COVID testing, and overburdened hospitals are urging people to avoid going to the emergency room for testing. COVID-19 is also putting a strain on air travel, causing thousands of canceled or delayed flights. Now, the question is, how are San Diego International Airport flights doing? We've put a link on the help button at CBS8.com.
And it's known as the biggest party of the year. Thousands of spectators are cramming into Times Square this evening to watch the famous ball drop.
Yeah, surging COVID cases has reduced the party to a masked and socially distanced crowd of 15,000. Courtney Keeley is in Times Square, where spirits are still high and ready to ring in 2022.
Revelers are gathering at the crossroads of the world, ready to bid 2021 goodbye.
We're trying to begin our year as best as we can.
But we're looking back saying, look how we celebrated going into 2022.
The NYPD spent the wee hours putting barriers in place to accommodate the limited crowd of 15,000. Spectators go through a multi-layered security screening process in order to see the 6-ton crystal-encrusted ball drop. But this year, officials are also checking vaccination status, and everyone must wear a mask.
Most importantly, we want people to be safe and healthy.
The U.S. is breaking records for new COVID cases, almost 500,000 reported on Thursday. Revelers here say they feel safe with the extra precautions in place.
I think New York is doing a good job with scaling it down, but still keeping life as usual as much as we can.
COVID worries are adding to the ever-present security concerns here. A lot of the police officers here are working overtime because at least 20% of the police force is out sick due to the coronavirus.
Rooftops on the Vegas Strip are prepping for the fireworks show there. And Chicago is going forward with what it calls the largest fireworks display in Windy City history, spread out over a 1.5 mile stretch of downtown. The mayor is urging residents to make their own best choices.
In many instances, that's going to be, you know what, I'm good. I'm going to stay home. I'm going to watch it all from my TV.
Back in Times Square, the mass countdown to midnight is on.
Everyone's hoping for a good year and a little bit of a change from these past couple years.
Looking for a brighter and better new year. Courtney Keeley, CBS News, Times Square.
And the ball drop in Times Square has been a New Year's Eve tradition since it began back in 1907.
Well, happy New Year's Eve to you. We are seeing overnight lows drop incredibly low as we head through the new year. The first couple days of January are going to be pretty cold out there, so make sure to have a jacket on hand with you. We're starting to enter that zone through the overnight hours as those clouds subside and the showers do as well. Rain so far this month as we finish up the month of December. just over 2.5 inches, whereas normal would be 1.6 inches. Afternoon highs are resting a few degrees shy of average, but we are on a warming trend. You can see each and every day we start to warm up by a few degrees, so things are looking pretty nice as we head toward your Saturday and Sunday. In just a few minutes, we will walk through what to expect over the next 8 days. If you can expect any showers in the forecast for tonight into tomorrow, those details are all coming up.
All right, Evan, thanks. City of San Diego office and service closures will continue into New Year's Day tomorrow. City recreation centers will be closed again tomorrow. All of Balboa Park's public buildings will be closed, but you're encouraged to check with individual museums for their holiday schedules. The Miramar Landfill, Greenery, and Recycling Center and all city reservoirs and libraries will also be closed tomorrow.
Millions of fans in the entertainment world are mourning the loss of the legendary Betty White.
Definitely an icon. She was on TV in people's living rooms for decades, going all the way back to the 1950s. But her career in show business went back even further than that.
Yeah, she died at her home in Brentwood this morning at the age of 99, just 17 days shy of her 100th birthday. Nikki Batiste has a look back at Betty White's life and that incomparable career.
Hi, Sue Ann. How are you?
I didn't sleep a wink all night. I feel wonderful.
Before she became a household name on the Mary Tyler Moore Show, Betty White was a familiar face on TV, hosting parades, appearing in TV commercials.
Your man's Valentine is Sportsman Toiletries. Your gal.
And as a regular on game shows, from To Tell the Truth to The Match Game.
I'm the first one finished.
You're the best.
You were finished a long time ago, sweetheart.
To her favorite.
Here's your host on Password, Alan Ludden.
But the role of man-crazy happy homemaker Sue Ann Nivens on the top-rated Mary Tyler Moore Show made her a star. It became her trademark, a sweet little lady who says not-so-sweet things.
Sue Ann. Yes, Lou.
Could you do me a favor?
Well, maybe on my lunch hour.
Thank you for being a friend. In 1985, White took on a new role, playing the lovable, naive Rose on The Golden Girls.
Even a trip to the bank can be exciting if you wear a ski mask.
Considered one of the most progressive TV shows of all time, the four older single women living as housemates in Miami raked in awards and maintained a cult status for decades.
Who's that at Padoa? It's me, Blanche.
As White got older, her popularity actually increased.
You're playing like Betty White out there.
That's not what your girlfriend said.
The 2010 Super Bowl ad for Snickers was such a hit that it started a Facebook campaign for her to host Saturday Night Live.
Betty White!
A few months later, she got the gig. The appearance earned her a 7th Emmy Award. That same year, she also starred in yet another sitcom at age 88.
Try them on, Joy. You're the only one here with man hands.
And at age 96,
Oh, my goodness.
White received a rousing standing ovation at the 70th Emmy Awards. She thanked her fans and said it was incredible that she could stay in a career so long and still have people put up with her. Nikki Batiste, CBS News.
Coming up tonight in our second half hour, we dig into the News 8 archives for an interview that we did with Betty White back in 1992 when she was just 70 years young and looking back on that long career.
Definitely a legend. Loved her on The Golden Girls. Loved her even more on Mary Tyler Moore.
Golden Girls was my introduction to her.
Yeah.
You know, we have been loving her ever since.
Yeah, definitely a legend.